Okay, for Tajweed, I think we will discuss on the levels of recitation. I think last week we already discussed how Arabic grammar can affect the recitation of various ayat in the Quran, right? So for this session, we will discuss 4 ways and level to recite the Quran. Before you start to recite the Quran, you have to understand you are from which level. You have to be honest with yourself. You cannot say, oh, I'm the level of Imam Sudais, I'm the level of Imam Mishari Al-Farashi, right? So you have to be sincere and honest with yourself, okay? Hearing them recite and trying to emulate or trying to imitate their recitation is different. People might say, oh, your recitation is like Imam Sudais. Yeah, it sounds like Imam Sudais, but the application of knowledge is not like Imam Sudais. You get what I mean? So again, you have to be sincere with yourself. Because again, this part here that I'm trying to discuss, right, and share, is something that is very sensitive to certain individuals, because not many people willing to accept that I have to take the Quranic recitation from this approach, from this level. Even though you recite fast, you can recite Surah Baqarah in half an hour, Masya Allah. Even you recite fast, but again, you have to finally take a step back, realize, are you reciting it in a proper level that has been discussed here? Okay, so our scholar mentioned that there are 4 ways and level to recite the Quran. The level as per below. The first level, this is the most highest level, the most noblest level, that is to recite in tartil. Tartil come from the word rattala yurattilu tartilan. Okay, tartil means to go at a very detailed and slow manner, to move in a detailed and slow manner. So the meaning of tartil, that is to recite at a slow pace, recite calmly when expressing the huruf from the makhraj, and give every rights and what it deserves, including with tadabbur. Again, tadabbur is a very deep meaning, because for you to tadabbur the meaning of Quran, you must have tafahum. Okay, Quran also is divided into two aspects in terms of understanding the meaning of Quran. One is tadabbur. Tadabbur means you, how to say, menghayati in English. Apa mana? Menghayati in English. You, who knows? Menghayati. To feel. Empathize or to feel the meaning of to feel your recitation. Okay, that is a case where most of the imam, when they recite, they can cry. Most of the Sahaba, when they recite the Quran, they can cry, because why? They are applying they're applying the knowledge of tadabbur, the aspect of tadabbur, meaning they feel the level of the ayat. Various certain ayat possess a degree of meaning, a degree of weight, right, in terms of the ayat. So when they recite, their heart feel elevated. Some feel fear, some feel happy, So again, that is tadabbur. On the other side, okay, we have tafahum. Tafahum is the tafsir of the ayat. So in terms to understand the Quran, we are not talking about Arabic so much here. We are just taking the Tajweed approach. For you to feel is another aspect. For you to understand in the tafsir manner, that is another aspect. Our scholar, our awliyas, they have a special gift where they can recite the Quran in their solat in the state of tadabbur and tafahum. That's where you see their recitation is different level from us. Okay, we might be only tadabbur because why? We only feel, even though we don't know the meaning, we only feel. Because why? The recitation is beautiful, like the melody of the recitation is soothing to our heart, but we don't have tafahum. Tafahum means what? We don't have the understanding. So again, on that level, we will slowly scale to that level, inshallah. Even I myself also still struggling with that level, trying to move forward to that level. So may Allah have mercy on us, inshallah. Okay, expressing the huruf from the makhraj and give every rights and what it deserves, including tadabbur. That means every rights to the huruf. Tartil, like I mentioned just now, is to move in a detailed and slow manner. Okay, you don't recite in the level of tartil in a very fast manner. You go slow and you go in a detailed manner. That means I can listen, I can hear every huruf that is emitted out from you, right, in a very clear manner. I mean, you are giving it every huruf its right. Again, you might ask, how to give right to every huruf? Right, right, you might ask, right? Oh, masya-Allah, if you ask me to read slowly, how long does it take for me to read Al-Fatihah like that? Right? No, because Tajweed, we will learn how to pronounce each huruf appropriately. That is the meaning of giving the huruf the rights, their rights. To reflect deeply on the meaning. This is the best and the highest level of recitation. We go back to the ayat Al-Quran where Allah mentioned, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, and warattilil Qur'ana tartila. Right? Allah using rattilil Qur'an. Rattil in this ayat, I think we have in the first page, right? Right? First page. Okay. From surah Muzammil. Okay, warattilil Qur'ana tartila. Okay, this lafaz here, rattil. This is a command form. We haven't learned verb yet, so let me just share you on a brief manner. Okay, this is command form. It's a command verb. Command verb. Sorry, command verb, which is to recite. Okay, here it is being translated means to recite. Another verb that express the meaning to recite is in a command form is iqra. We have iqra, right? That's why we have the surah Al-A'la, right? Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq, right? This also mean to recite. That means it's a command verb. Command verb. That means recite, right? Rattil also has the same meaning, recite. But why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't use the word iqra here? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never say waqra'il Qur'ana tartila? You say meaning what? Recite. Okay, go back to the definition of tartil. Just now when I mentioned, right? See, rattili is a command form. Okay, it comes, sorry, okay, rattili, it comes from the verb of rattala. Okay, rattala yurattilu. Okay, you don't need to be confused on this because we haven't really learned on this. It's very this is not so very lah. I mean, this is advanced verb. But again, I'm just trying to show you the weight of this meaning, tartil. Okay, the importance of tartil. Allah SWT know, right, is the most knowing that this word comes from rattala yurattilu tartilan. That means it possesses the meaning of to recite in a slow pace, to recite in a slow pace and a detailed manner. If iqra you can recite in any manner. You get what I mean? In terms of the definition of iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Right? Again, when Rasulullah SAW was hugged by Sayyidina Jibril alaihi salam in the cave of Hira, right? And Jibril alaihi salam mentioned to him, said to him, recite. He cannot recite, right? Rasulullah is ummi, he cannot recite, but Jibril used the command verb of iqra. Jibril doesn't use the command verb of rattil. Doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so there must be a level here. On the beginning stage, when you want to understand the deen of Allah SWT, you have to start with iqra. That means you learn whatever way you want to recite, you have to learn from it. You have to start from that way, right? Then slowly you improve your manner and your approach of recitation until you reach the stage of tartil, right? So that's the wisdom why, right, it's been mentioned as tartil, right? The next level we have tahqiq here. It means to recite similar to tartil but slower and more careful. Tartil is very slow, like how most of the musabaqah Quran that is been held, right? The competition of reciting Quran, right? You hear them, mashallah, and that is tartil, slow, and every huruf has its rights, and the judge can listen and give them their score, right? Whereas for tahqiq is similar to tartil but slower than that. So you might imagine, oh, mashallah, how slow can I recite, right? How much slower can I recite? But for this case, usually this level is for those that just begin to learn the Quran. So again, our scholars here put a guideline. Our scholars actually give us a guideline. When you reach a certain level, right, and you are confident that you will give rights to every of the huruf, the emissions of huruf, and the way you pronounce of the huruf, right, appropriately, then you have that level and you understand the hukum of Tajweed, and you understand how to apply it, then you are confident enough to be in the level of tartil. If you want to, right, you can be in the level of tartil. But for those who just start on learning how to recite, right, learning how to read iqra, muqaddam, okay, so the scholars' advice is to start with the level of tahqiq. That means slower than tartil. Because why? That's where you learn. That's where you learn how to pronounce each individual huruf appropriately. Then you can move to the next level. Understand? That's why tahqiq is not easy. It's not an easy level where a person can admit himself to. And I mean, but again, it will give you great benefits. Because why? When you recite the iqra, right, your Quran teacher will show you the way for you to pronounce. The technique. That's where it has to be recited in a very slow manner. So when you start to recite the Quran, you have to apply the tahqiq manner. Okay? Then the third level we have hadar. Hadar, this is to recite fast and at the same time still maintain the tajweed rulings. Okay, fast doesn't mean, oh, okay, 100 km per second, say 100 km per hour, you just go, right? All the wall in front of you, so you just bang. No. Okay? Fast, some people read fast, but no tajweed rulings. They mean they neglect or they never really apply the tajweed ruling appropriately. Okay, tajweed ruling, there's a certain way for you to distinguish. Okay, when you learn about tajweed, you will know whether this person is reciting with tajweed or without tajweed. It doesn't matter whether he recite fast or slow. You will know. Okay, because if he recite in a slow manner, yes. If he recite in a tartil manner, definitely you can distinguish. But if that person recite fast, okay, for a beginner, for the years of a beginner who just learn tajweed, you might not distinguish it so much. Okay, you might not grasp his mistake. But for scholars, they know, right? For our Quran teachers, they know. They have sensitive ears. They know. Even you recite fast, they know you are not giving the rights of every tajweed rulings and huruf that you recite. So hadar, usually this level is for those that have memorized the Quran. Okay. So for those who want to memorize the Quran or have memorized the Quran, they will recite at the level of hadar. And how far is hadar? It depends on the individual person speed. Okay, but again, cannot be too fast until it neglect the tajweed rulings. That is the thing that you have to take note. Some people think, oh, okay, never mind, I just go fast. Same what I recite. That's why I can recite Surah Baqarah in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. No. Okay. If you are a saint, like if you are a wali of Allah, okay, yes, maybe God gifted talent, God give you some speciality, right? But for this case, we all are just normal people. If it takes us 2 hours to read, 2 hours, 1.5 hours to read, 1.5 hours. Okay, even though how fast you go. Okay, so you don't try to go to the speed of recitation where you cannot maintain your tajweed ruling. Okay, number 4, we have tadwir. Okay, this level is a level of recitation in between tartil and hadar. So okay, for tartil, we already understand it is to recite in a detailed and slow pace. Hadar is to recite in a very fast pace, but not very fast, but fast pace, but still applying with the tajweed rulings. Tadwir is in between, like how we recite on our daily life, like how we recite the Quran on our daily solat, right? You recite the Fatihah at the tadwir manner. So actually, when we apply the recitation of surah or al-Fatihah in our solat or outside the solat, we are actually applying in a tadwir manner. No one here actually recite in a hadar manner. Too fast. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin is too fast. How to recite in that manner? Right? In your solat. And you cannot, if you recite too fast, what will happen to your salat? You cannot have khusyuk, you cannot have tadabbur. Again, our scholar just mentioned, right? Our scholar just mentioned that when you recite the Quran, you must have tadabbur. Even is Fatihah. Fatihah has a lot of meaning to the ayat, right? So when you recite Fatihah, you must have tadabbur. How to achieve tadabbur if you recite in hadar manner? That means in a fast-paced manner, right? And the best way for you to get tadabbur is to recite in tartil. But again, tartil, if you have already mastered or confident enough that you have already know how to apply the tajweed rulings. If not, right, go to tahqiq. Slower than tartil. Okay, doesn't matter. It's okay, right? It's okay for us to start with tahqiq, right? As long as we recite appropriately, we manage to feel the greatness of the Quran, inshallah. Okay, our scholars also mention that there is 2 ways that we can learn and receive the Quranic recitation from a teacher. two ways. Okay. One, a student take and listen from the recitation of a teacher. This is the way of al-mutaqaddimin. Al-mutaqaddimin, that means is the scholars that come earlier. This is the earlier scholar. Al-mutaqaddimin, every time when you come across this word al-mutaqaddimin, is those who come in the early eras or the early years, where the scholars of the likes like Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam all the great imam that comes in that era, they are called the scholars or the people of al-mutaqaddimin. Okay. Whereas those who come after them are all called al-mutaakhirin. Okay, this level, a student take and listen from the recitation of a teacher. This level is called as-sama'. As-sama', and sin mim, as-sama'u. That means listening. There's two ways, right? As-sama'u, or it can be called as istima'. Sorry. Istima'. Sorry. The ta is in the lower case. Okay. Istima' means to listen, or sam'u. Sam'u means listen. Okay. This is the first method, first way. It means the teacher recites, you listen, then you follow exactly the same like how your teacher recites. Okay, that is the way of the mutaqaddimin. The second method or second way is a teacher listen to the recitation of a student. Then the teacher will correct the student accordingly. Okay? Then the teacher will correct the student accordingly. So this is actually, this also for this number one. Sorry, I just go back here. For this, the first way, the first method, it can be called as tasmi' also. So there's different various name. Tasmi', istima', sam'u. For this case, a teacher to recite, a teacher listen. Right, a teacher listen. Okay, this is also called as sam'u. As-sam'u. That means this time around, who's the listener? The teacher. Okay. For this number one, the listener is the student. For this one, the listener is the teacher. Okay. But for this, it has another. It has for the first level, for the first method, it has another great advantage. The teacher, right, is applying the tasmi' method. Tasmi' method. Tasmi'un. Tasmi' means it let you listen to his recitation. Tasmi' means someone let you listen. Let you listen. So that means the person who listens is always the student. But for a teacher who listens here, for the second method, is the sam'u. Sam'u means the person who listen. Understand? So the person who listen is always the teacher. Okay. So this is the way of the al-mutaakhirin, those scholars that come after these great imams like Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Abu Aswad Ad-Duwali, all these great imam. So those scholars that comes after them are called al-mutaakhirin. Who are they? Just to name a few, like Imam Ghazali, Imam Nawawi. Then we have great imams of the Quran, which is Al-Imam Muhammad Al-Farahidi. So all these are those from that era, from that generation. So now the question is, which method should we take, we as a whole, right? Should we apply? Should we have an approach? Right? If you ask the scholars at this time now, right, which is the Al-Mutaakhirin, they will say apply both method is the best. Which is the first, right, the teacher will recite to the student. Listen, okay, this way I recite, okay, the teacher from the first ayat to the second ayat, third ayat. And after that, he give the floor to the student. Okay, now you recite. Okay, and then the student recite. Then now the teacher is applying the second method, which is the as-sam'u. Listen and correct him in the place where he have error in his recitation. Okay, so he will correct him appropriately, right? Then that is the much more better approach, if you ask me. Instead of just ask him to recite, because some people really don't know how to recite. Some people, they know how to recite, but they don't know how to apply the Tajweed rulings. They know how to recite, they are fluent with their recitation, but they don't know how to apply the Tajweed rulings. So again, the best way is, first the teacher have to guide the student. Okay, this is the way how to pronounce this ayat, how to give the rights of every huruf. Then the student listen, right, take in all the knowledge, then try to emulate. Okay, but again, before he want to emulate his Quran teacher, he have to learn the theory of Tajweed rulings. You cannot just listen and that follow. It will not come close ever. It will not come close. You have to learn the theory first. Okay, what is idgham? What is ikhfa? What is idgham mutamathilain? What is idgham mithlain? We have mithlain saghir. We have ikhfa syafawi. You have ikhfa hakiki. So I have so many rulings. So you need to know how to apply all these rules. Then you can apply this method. Listen to his recitation. Then you recite and let your Quran teacher listens to you. Okay, that's the most appropriate approach. So again, if people ask you, okay, what is the best way to learn the Quran? This is the best way to learn the Quran. Not by listening to the audio, then recite by yourself. Because no one there to correct your error. No one there to correct your error. Even though you might say, oh, I think I sound like Imam Sudais. I think when every time I recite, I sound like Imam Sudais. That's how you think. Not like if you are daring enough, you recite in front of a scholar. See what that scholar would say. Or daring enough, you recite in front of Imam Sudais. See what he would say of your recitation. Okay, so again, in order for your recitation to be validated, right, to be valid, right, it has to be validated by a Quranic teacher. We have already discussed on the sanad, right? So inshallah, right, we will continue next week on the part where the wrongdoings in the Quran recitation. So if you notice, again, why are we not going into the rulings of Tajweed yet? Why are we discussing on the levels of Quran, the sanad, right, the pillars of Quran, the wrongdoings of recitation? Why are we not going into the actual rulings yet? Because for us to go into the hukum, we have to understand this kitab is been organized in a manner where, right, the scholar want us to, this by the way is all translated, okay, I take from a kitab, I translate and put in a very simple word okay. The scholar want us to understand the importance of approach in terms of the recitation of Quran. Because again, with this modern society, a lot of people have their own sets of thinking and ideology. Oh, I know what's best for me. I understand the religion the best, right? I understand the religion better than the scholar. So you think you know, but at the end of the day, you take your own approach. That's wrong. For us, we as a layman and public people, we have to follow the approach of our scholars, and they set these guidelines for us. That's where you see we have yet to go into the topic of Tajweed rulings. We have weeks after weeks, we are just talking about the importance of all these topics. Let us know, right, how great this Tajweed topic is. People talk about Tajweed, or learning Tajweed so boring. No, Tajweed have more to it. When you learn Tajweed, you see a different light of a different light when you recite the Quran. Inshallah, you feel different. Even the way you express yourself also will be different, because you understand Tajweed. There's a difference between those who understand Tajweed and those who don't. What more if you understand Arabic language, inshallah, right? So it double up your feeling of tadabbur, right? So that's where it helps to elevate people nearer to Allah SWT. Inshallah, may we doa to Allah SWT. May Allah give us ease in our learning, inshallah. Okay, any